Hi everyone, if this somehow reaches you, it will be a miracle because this is my first time ever creating any kind of a video. I don't even really have a plan other than to talk about this. And I'm calling this a reaction video. Most reaction videos happen when people listen to something for the first time. But it's hard for me to really take everything in and give what I feel is a true reaction. So I'm making this a month after Arirang came out. Every time I listen to it in the car, I think I want to record my thoughts on everything. I don't know how to edit, I don't know how to do anything, so it's gonna be pretty rough, but I do try to learn new things all the time, and BTS has shown me that it's okay to not necessarily fail, but learn from it and do better the next time. So we're just gonna give it a try. I've been in ARMY since 2018, and how it happened is that my daughter and I were driving around in the car a lot that summer, and we kept hearing Fake Love on the radio. She kept commenting, wow, this is really incredible because BTS doesn't get a whole lot of US radio airtime, and we just started hearing it and I thought it was awesome and cool, and how it goes from there, it just went. She started showing me run episodes and reaction videos and listening to music, and if I get brave enough at some point, I'll show you this room I'm in because we have created a BTS room. I'm going to just start at the beginning and go through. Here we go. Lesson learned, always test things out before you get started. Pause. The thing is, I'm not sure. I'll just do it however I want. I think this is so cool.
What you need, Twan?
And that part, we have spent a lot of time trying to figure out what Namjoon is saying. Online, it seems like people are saying that he's saying, what you need, twin? I thought it was what you need, Fwan. I don't know. If it's twin, I guess maybe it's because they're both 94s.
What you need? I need the whole steady in the trunk. Put your phone down, let's get over the front. I got my eyes on the road in the front. The vibe is high, feet big, the vibe is high, let the bills earn.
So when I heard that I need the whole stadium to jump, I thought that is so cool, and that would be the perfect opener for a concert, but it isn't. However, it was for their Gwanghwamun little mini concert thing that they did, so. Also, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to play the whole songs because I always hear people talking about copyright issues and stuff. When I saw the title Body to Body, I thought maybe it was going to be more of a romantic song. Now, I'm probably going to say this about every song, but this is one of my favorite songs on the album. Now, this part, so cool.
It's so tight, no inside. Living the life,
If you've listened to any of J-Hope's solo stuff, he does a lot of that repeating, and when I heard this, it's just cool. It gives it a nice flow. This I thought was amazingly cool when I first heard it. And then after watching the documentary, what's this hand doing here? After watching the documentary and seeing the struggle they went through with trying to decide whether to have the Arirang sample in or not, or how much of it to have, and how they disagreed on it, I just think they're amazing. I think their creative ability, the ability to bounce things off of each other, see possibilities, I guess. Now, watching the concerts and watching 40, 60, 70,000 people who don't speak the language sing this part is phenomenal. I just think it's one of the coolest things they've ever done. And then after all that part, I need the whole stadium to jump with Namjoon again at the end. Just killer. Absolutely great. We'll move on to Hooligan. Alright, so you start and you're listening to it. It sounds like ice skating music to me. So again, I thought Body to Body, I thought was going to be a romantic song. Not once I started listening to it, but just from the title. This one, when I started listening to it, I thought it was going to be more of a softer song. I just always think that sounds like ice skating music than Knives. And so we have J-Hope again, just killing it with this rap at the beginning of the song. So the ha 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 part, I don't know, the first time I heard it, I probably thought, what is that in a song? And then as the song went on and you hear it again in this song and you see what Hooligan is about, I thought it was amazing, brilliant. The way it keeps going back and forth from the rapping and the knives and just soft Jungkook beautiful voice, amazing. In the same song, it keeps going back and forth. I think it's so cool. Like they're intermixed. I love this song. And then again to this calm. The mixture is insane. His rap, so sweet, so perfect. Yeah, so Namjoon as a lyricist is, I feel like I've used all the adjectives already. I've said brilliant. He's just so smart. He can put things in. Here's this whole song, and then right in the middle or toward the end, he's saying, you're gonna hear this one playing around the clock. It's just so cool. We'll move on to Aliens. So this one I love, of course, and that I first thought it was talking about their military time and feeling like aliens. They're so out of place. Because there were things in here about, there was the word civilian. Honey, talk about the business, everybody know now where the K is. So then as I listen and he says stuff like that, knowing where the K is, and from the Ghana to the Ha, the Korean alphabet, and I do feel more like now that it's just talking about aliens as far as being Korean, some of the xenophobia that goes on with maybe they look different or they sound different, or which different is great. We do not want a world of people who are exactly like me. Trust me, you don't want that. Different ideas, different opinions, different songs, different music. It's just phenomenal. So I feel like there's a little bit of, I'm not sure if I finished my thought on the military, but how they went from being these K-pop stars to having to live in a barracks with however many other people and perform a normal job and live normal hours, because from their posts and stuff like that, their sleep schedule is a little different. They might be up most of the night, but there they had to be on a normal schedule. They had to go to bed, they had to sleep, they had to be up early for a job, which Namjoon has talked about his sleep issues with that. So I felt like that they felt like aliens in that environment. But re-listening to it over the past month, I feel like it's more like their entire being, their heritage, what they do, everything being other people maybe treating them like an alien, including their military service. Like that part too, talking about the shoes, if you want to come into my house to take your shoes off. So that's definitely an Asian or Korean thing. That's not specifically about the military. This one, definitely fire.
Everything lit is fire. Everything big is fire. Everything lit is fire. Everything big is fire. She wanna dance on fire. Everything gas is fire. Oh, I see what you're saying. Everything big is fire. She wanna dance on fire. Everything gas is fire. No one gets too close to fire. Give me that gasoline. Give me that make me feel.
When we saw the track list and I saw FYA, of course, I didn't know what it was. Then I started seeing people on Twitter saying that maybe fire, maybe it's a second fire. After I saw that, I wasn't that surprised when I heard the actual song and they are using it as fire. The song is so cool.
Give me that make me sweat. Something I can't forget. There's no in my slide. Green the flame go wild. It's 200 degrees. Everything lit is fire.
I just love this song. I tend in general to vibe more with the song. Don't take this the wrong way, I'm just telling you what kind of music I like. The upbeat, the get you moving, the one where you're on your way to work and you listen to it in the car and it gets you hyped up and pumped up. So now I love all the second half of the album too, but just personal preference, these energetic songs are just so cool. So love this one too. So amazing. Everything is so amazing. I have the advantage of having seen the concerts and what they do with the songs, how amazing they are live. And then with Hooligan, I wanted to mention, it was so cool how Jin tried to pull his little mask down, and the choreo, what they do on the stage with the songs also has an impact on the feeling of them too. 2.0. This one starts out with Suga. Came back for what's mine. I think this song is mind-blowing. Everybody who's been saying things during their military service, pull up at your block, had your little fun fella, came back for what's mine. It is theirs. And the choreography for this I love. Oh, it's amazing. Like when I talk about their lyrics and meaning behind them, and you can tell I don't do this for a living because I've run out of words to describe them and their music, but it never ceases to amaze me how they can put a song together like this. I remember first time I'm listening to this, I had downloaded the album at midnight, and what I was doing was listening to the beginning of each song just to get a feel for it. And I got to this one and didn't hear anything. I'm turning up the volume, I'm trying everything to turn it up and listen and see what's going on, and then I could hear it. And then when I saw the explanation about being one of Korea's national treasure, again, brilliant! They said they were going to go back to their roots. This incorporated the Arirang. It incorporates this bell that's a national treasure in Korea. National treasure number 29, that's why it's called 29. I don't know if people skip it or not, but for me, I let it play because I like that little short break, and it kind of switches vibes, and it's perfect. It's just genius. Everything about them is genius. So that's my take on the first half of the album for what it's worth. And did happen to watch this, thank you. But I would like to hear your take on the songs. If you think something different than what I thought, I'd love to hear it, because that's what it's all about, right? Sharing ideas and listening to something different. So thank you. Bye.